All right. Thank you so much, Clara, for inviting me for this talk. And it's a pleasure to be able to share this wonderful work that I do. For those who do not know me, my name is Vicent Oloo. And as Clara has said, well, I work with breath. And the breath work that I work with is transformational breath. And a few years ago, of course, I met Clara, and Clara had just been robbed, and we had already known each other for a bit, and she'd asked me to do a session with her, which really helped her as much as it could. Just after 2 sessions, her anxiety all kind of fizzled out, and she went back to her normal life. So generally, a lot of people do not understand how breath can become so essential in our lives. Yet we all know that there is nothing we can really do if we do not have breath. It is what determines whether we are alive or dead. So the transformational breath is also called conscious connected breathing, whereby in a normal daily life, what we do is that we are breathing, but we are breathing unconsciously. But in this form of breathing, we are choosing consciously to take an inhale and release an exhale. And when you do this for a few minutes, it kind of changes a lot of stuff within individuals' DNA and also in the conscious and subconscious levels. The reason why it works so well is because when this air gets into your body and you breathe consciously, it's like it brings in a new energy into an individual system that after a few minutes of breathing, you feel that your mind is so relaxed and is at peace. This is something that you cannot find in any other form or in any other modality of healing that we have around the world, because as we know, when you breathe, the air itself brings in life into every cell of your body. And that's aliveness is what every cell in your body requires. It needs that for it to be able to function properly. Um, First of all, I see a wide range of clients. I also do trainings, but uh, currently I'm dealing with people who have gone through anxiety in life generally because of this COVID-19 thing. I work with cancer patients who have gone through a lot of fears and a lot of depression because sometimes they are working with medicine, and at times it feels almost like the medication does not really help. And the caregivers as well, when the medication is not working, then it becomes a lot difficult for them to even bear, because if you're taking care of a sick person, you want them to feel well, you want them to recover, you want them to feel healthy. And when this is not happening, you realize that you cannot be at peace with yourself. And what the breathing does is that even despite everything that you have within yourself, every tension, every stress, every anxiety, after a few minutes of breathing, a lot of people report that they feel like a heavy load has been released from their shoulders, and they feel much lighter and happier without necessarily having to use any form of medication. Uh, as well, I also see people who are in business, because a lot of people in this period have got a lot of stress because many businesses have been closed down. A lot of people have lost their jobs. And because of the lockdowns around the countries, different people have just lost their livelihood. So some people that I meet, yes, I am not able to give them money, but the feeling that they have at the end of a breathing session really supports them to be able to kind of cope with the daily life and the stressful situation that the countries are in at this moment. And the reason why this tool can be so powerful is because it works around like 3 levels of a human being. And these 3 levels, one of them is the physical. This is the body that we can see, the body that we can touch. And at the physical level, what it does is that when you breathe in and you bring in this new energy to your system, it kind of opens up also the restricted breathing areas within an individual's body. So if you're only someone who breathes through up at the chest, when you extend the breath to go down to the belly, it means it opens other areas within the body that the breath has never been able to reach. And when this happens, there is a lot of chemistry that takes place within that body. And this is what creates the transformation. And it's not only doing it because you lie down and you breathe in and out. There is a specific way that we do the breathing, which makes it more effective. And that is why we call it conscious connected breathing and also transformational breath, because to transform means that you're going beyond form. And the form that you are in at the current moment could be a form of a place where you do not see any solution to any of your problems. And when you can't see any solution, it means that even if you had something close to you that could help you to resolve whatever challenge you are going through, you will not be able to see it or acknowledge it. But with consciously breathing connectedly for about 5 minutes, you find that your mind becomes much more clearer, your emotions becomes much more released, and you feel that your body also feels like it is fully present and here. And this is why when you do this conscious connected way of breathing and transformational breath as per se, it gives you an opportunity to be able to access even old emotions that have been stopping one for a long, long time, because it's not an incident that occurs right now that creates depression in a human life. It's a compilation of so many issues that someone has gone through in their lives that have not been able to address, or they've not been able to address them. And when they have been so compiled up to that level, it gets to a point whereby the body cannot hold it any longer. And this is where, at the physical level, the breathing comes in handy to open up these restricted breath patterns, releasing the tension from the physical body, releasing the toxins that we can feel. You feel that your body, every part of your body is feeling that the cells are being fed with this air and oxygen that comes through the breathing. And at this level, it gives you an opportunity to be able to feel the presence of your body. At the mental emotional level, this process supports also the release of old tapes that we have been playing a long time, for a very, very long time. And this, in turn, gives you an opportunity that whenever these emotions show up to the surface or to the mind, you are able to address them. Sometimes it feels so painful because an emotion, for instance, you went through a traumatic experience as a child and you're breathing and you have not been able to address this trauma. When you begin to breathe, at times these traumas tend to show up to the surface. And when they show up to the surface and you breathe through it, at the end of a breathing session, you feel that this emotion is completely released. And this gives you a free space within your heart, within your emotions. It's like all those tapes, all those traumatic experiences, they don't get deleted, but at least you can get to be at peace with them. You know, a lot of the diseases or a lot of symptoms that we experience at the physical body, most of them occur or originate from our mental and emotional levels. So if one is going through these experiences that they are not able to process, of course, the result comes to the physical body. And when you are able to process them, then even the physical symptoms tend to disappear. And that is why when you do the breathing, even when you are in a traumatic situation or experience, you feel that your body feels much at peace with itself. So that is why it is very, very important for individuals to just learn how to breathe consciously. It is one of the most beautiful and most powerful tools that any person can have experience with. Because in this process, the most important thing that we need is yourself and the breath. So you can't really, there is nothing special that individuals need for them to breathe. So by being guided with Zoom, it is still possible for individuals to go through a breathing session and feel as if as if the coach was sitting there with them to provide them with these powerful facilitation tools, because with the gently guided process, they can still have that powerful experience that comes with the breathing. So yes, I can offer that, and I still do offer that online. It's not every transformational breath worker that does that, but there are a number of people who can still offer the online sessions, which I still do.
Well, yeah. I'm very grateful. I don't know if you explained properly the third level. We spoke about the 3 levels: the physical, the mental, and the emotional. Was there something you needed to add? To me, it was very clear and very enlightening, and I'm very grateful that you found this space, regardless the internet connection today.
Challenges,
To talk to me all these internet challenges, but this hasn't stopped us to have this conversation and to record it and to give out this powerful information to the people that are watching us and that are interested in self-improvement, in self-awareness, in connection with self, and heal emotional pain and trauma.
So the last thing I wanted to add is because as I said when I started, that we have 3 levels, and I've talked about the first 2, which is physical and mental emotional. The third level is basically breath is spirit. And once you have connected, or you have opened up all this restriction within individual system, it gets you to connect with yourself. And getting connected to yourself means getting connected to your spirit. It doesn't matter how people call it. You can call it your inner child. You can call it connecting to your true inner being. You can call it connecting to God. But for me, it is a sense of feeling fully present in this moment that the breath really gives individuals. So regardless of what you do, most of the time, what we miss is experiencing the present moment. And for me, that present moment is being in spirit, which in other words, we can call being inspired. So at that particular moment, as you keep on breathing, you get that inspiration that comes basically from your breath. So the third level is basically connecting to one's self, or connecting to one's spirit, or getting inspired.
Amazing. Vicent, you've been always such a reference for me. I truly admire you.
Thank you so much.
I learned so much. We were colleagues in some trainings that we've done.
Yes.
But you've been always a reference to me, and I truly admire you.
Thank you.
Yes, and I really, I wish one day I'm such a good professional as you are. And thank you so much for your work and your commitment in helping lives and bringing well-being, and improvement and emotional well-being to humanity. And I'm very grateful for everything that you do and for giving me this time. I send you a virtual hug. Very big.
Thank you. A big virtual hug to you too, Clara.
And hopefully when I come back to Kenya, I give you a truly physical hug.
True physical big hug, yeah?
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it. Or maybe I'll come to Kampala. You never know.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
have a good
Clara.
night. Thank you.
You too. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.